WBO welterweight of the world. Touch him up, good luck, come out at the bell.
Timothy Bradley puts his title on the line against the #2 WBO contender, Ruslan Provodnikov. And Timothy is in the black trunks with the white on top as well. That's Bradley with his back to you. Provodnikov, built like a bull. He looks so much bigger than Bradley, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, he does. Not only in size, but he looks like he's standing taller, too.
Yeah, he does, yet they're both listed at 5'6". Got huge shoulders, big upper body. Tim, of course, very, very quick, excellent boxer. Provodnikov with tons of amateur experience in the international scene. Bradley is a step up in class for him. Provodnikov has got a guy with 22 victories in this welterweight division, and there's a lot of good welterweights around today. Provodnikov is getting tapped all the time by Tim so far. Hasn't been able to land anything to Tim. Bradley moves so well and gets his angles. He stops, and I mean, when you finish, you know, even if a lot of people don't think that he beat Manny Pacquiao, and when you stand toe-to-toe for 12 rounds with Manny Pacquiao and you box equal with the guy, you know he's a great boxer. Chopping right hand by Tim Bradley here in the first round. So far, Ruslan hasn't opened up very much yet. So a little bit of hand speed. He opened up his mouth when he got one jab through there. Has a tendency to lean forward with his chin and drop his hands a bit, and Tim will take advantage of that.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Tim Bradley has world-class countering speed. He can counter you in a blink of an eye, and he's going to have Ruslan's going to have problems if he's just going to walk straight in. He's going to have to use upper body movement, get out of the way, and then try to punch in between Tim's shots.
Well, Provodnikov, you know, has got 15 knockouts in his 22 wins. Bradley only has 12, but Bradley is certainly outboxing him right here. I mean, Bradley knows how to fight inside, catches him with another nice uppercut inside. He has this guy off balance and a little bit, you know, surprisingly shell-shocked. And Tim, good defensive fighter as well. Got hit with a light left hand, but then he lands 3 left hooks of his own, and a right hand crashes off the temporal bone of Provodnik. Bradley totally outboxing him here in the first 2 minutes of round number 1. As Provodnikov comes back with the right hand and then a light left to the ear, another left hand, catches him with the right hand, another left hand.
But I don't know that this is the right fight for Tim Bradley against this guy. You know, to stay inside and just go to war. That's not his fight.
It's not his fight. This is Provodnikov's fight here.
Yeah, he might be trying to prove something, and that could be a problem for Tim. You know, that he wants to, you know, make the fans say, "Oh, he took the right hand."
Oh, he got hurt with another right hand. You're right. He is hurt. He slipped. Pat called it a slip, but his legs ran right. He's out. You know, he got nailed with that right hand, and he slipped, and he's ready to go. I mean, Pat Russell got him up, and he fell back on his heels again. I mean, he was knocked down hard. Yet it wasn't scored as a knockdown because he was pushed. But Provodnikov is going to win this round. Huge surprises in round 1. Can Tim recover from that? Because that happened at the end of the round. He better go back to boxing. He boxed perfectly for the first 2 minutes of the round, and then all of a sudden Provodnikov hits him with a big right hand, and it changed the whole thing and almost ended the fight and gave Ruslan the championship. Bradley's very wide-eyed right now, almost looks sheepishly. Now this is his fight out here. Provodnikov, the way he holds his mouthpiece, looks like he's smiling all the time. And I think it's just the way the mouthpiece looks like it's almost too big for him. Tim sliding around to the left. Provodnikov tries to stalk him. Big stocky guy that he is. He's going to be filled with confidence right now.
Oh, absolutely. He just took his tongue out, and I think he just feels that he's going to get this fight.
He may well if Tim continues to make the mistake of fighting inside. Tim get clipped again by a right hand.
He got hit with another right hand. I don't know.
His legs are not great, which means he has no power on his punches to get hit again. Bradley's going to lose this fight, and he might lose in this round. Man. Provodnikov continues to blast away. What an upset this would be. Tim's legs are not there right now. Tries to get up and see how flat-footed he's down on his heels. trying to get up on his toes. Provodnikov thrilled if he wants to fight on the inside. Tim get clipped again. Now he's caught in the corner. Ruslan comes in. Tim tries to fight off the ropes, but hasn't landed anything. When you're hurt, you like accuracy of your punches. Never mind losing power. He gets nailed with another left hand. Falls forward. He's ready to go again with 1 minute 9 seconds to go. Ruslan loads up a shot so big, he wanted to knock him out with a left hook. Boy, exchanging haymakers. This is the wrong fight for Tim Bradley. You know, he wanted to show something, and it hasn't worked for him. He's almost knocked out in this round. Another big shot. He's been hit 3 or 4 times by right hands. All his punches are like arm punches, shoe shine punches, and they don't hurt Ruslan one bit.
No, Bradley is not that kind of puncher. He can't hurt and knock you out with one shot. So for him to stand there trying to do that, it's crazy.
Well, Provodnikov has beat him up in this round. Tim's ready to go again. Here he goes as he falls into the ropes. If this guy lands a couple of shots, Pat will have to stop the fight. Tim just avoiding shots as best he can. There's nothing on his punches. Provodnikov should step back, give him the room, and load up a shot. Tim out on his feet. I mean, there's a case to score these first 2 rounds 10-8 in favor of Provodnikov.
Oh, my God.
Tim, mouthpiece all the way back. Ruslan, all the way back. Box.
All right, this is round 3. Now Tim tries to go back to boxing, but you know, his hands look great right now. Let's see if he can catch Provodnikov. I mean, Tim should be boxing this guy from outside. Don't get caught in the inside at all. This fight is boxing. As Carlos told you, that he was trying to force the fight, and no sooner had he said it in the first round than Provodnikov had him in a heap of trouble after catching him with the right hand. And then he really beat him up in the second. I really didn't think Tim could survive the second round because it was early in the second round when he was in trouble. The other factor, if he did in fact go up to 180 pounds like you were saying and then getting back down, having to lose 40 pounds, that's very, very hard on the body.
Very difficult. And actually, he was up to 185, he said. So,
I mean, that's 40 pounds for a little guy. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah. But the Provodnikov to me looks like he needs to get a second win. He did throw a lot of punches in the first 2 rounds.
His hands are down now, and this is perfect for Timothy to get into.
And I think he's getting around to recover now. If he can recover completely, get his senses all back, and get his legs under him, this could be another. He could turn this around.
He could. I mean, this guy's never lost a fight, and he's been in wars. And the Pacquiao fight was no easy fight. And back and forth in that fight too. He took a lot of heavy blows in that one. But you know, I pointed out that those should be 10-8 rounds, but I reiterate, I doubt the judges will make them 10-8 rounds. The judges, Jerry Cantu, Raul Tays Sr., and Marty Dankins, if any of them, Marty might score them 10-8. A lot of experience. Well, they all have a lot of experience, that crowd. Very, very interesting. You're right about Provodnikov. He's almost has to take this round off.
Yeah.
And Timothy doing just enough to win the first 2 minutes of it. But it wasn't until the 3rd minute of the first round that Provodnikov got really dangerous. Tim does look like he's totally back now as he fights out here. Yeah, this is a nice round for him now. And this is the way he needs to fight this guy. He'll fight his fight. Only 5 seconds to go. Tim staying away, doing what he should do. Get in, get out. That's the way to fight this guy. Use his hand speed.
And he's landing now. So flash combination, they're landing right on the hitter. Ruslan.
Closing seconds now, this 3rd round, and that's the first Bradley round of the fight. And you're right, Carlos. Provodnikov had to take that round off. He just didn't have enough gas in his tank to go. We'll see how he reacts in the 4th round. This is round 3. Now Tim tries to go back to boxing, but his hands are great right now. Obviously, Joel Diaz and Ray Bradley in that corner of Tim said, hey, what the heck are you doing? Fight the way we decided to fight this. You have nothing to prove. You're the champion, and he's back to boxing again. Hit and don't get hit. In and out, side to side. Up on his toes. Bradley's legs are totally back. Ruslan continues to paw forward, and this is Tim's game now. This is the way he started the fight for the first 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden he said, I can control this guy, and he got in immediate trouble. And no sooner is it funny, Carlos, because no sooner had you say, what is this? This isn't his fight. Bang, he gets hit. He get caught again, pawing with the jab instead of planting the jab. Every time he makes a serious mistake, it seems like Ruslan jumps on it and takes advantage of it. Tim still boxing well in this first minute of the fourth round of the fight after losing the first 2 rounds considerably. Now this is the way to do it when you're fighting a guy as strong as Ruslan, and you have to, or you caught it inside, grab him, walk him back on his heels. The way Boda did with Mike Tyson until he got cocky.
Hey, that's exactly what he did. He grabbed him, walked him back, and then as soon as he let go, he hit him with two body shots and his shot. There you go.
This is good stuff now by Tim. And this is all he has to do. I don't know why he switched to southpaw. He doesn't need to do that. You know, you get caught fighting southpaw, a couple of things happen. When a right-handed fighter fights southpaw, he loses power, he loses accuracy, and he also is able to be hit easier. Good body shot by Ruslan that time. Back with a fading blow. Misses with the left hook. Tim caught in the inside again now. Grab him and walk him back, Timothy. Ruslan is in a dangerous spot right now. Provodnikov where he wants to be. Nice uppercuts by Bradley. Better get out of there. What's he doing, turning back and forth and scoring up the way he's doing that? I don't like that. Nice shot here.
Yes.
This is good boxing now. Tim knows what he's doing right now. And this is the Tim Bradley that we know. Fast hands, good boxing, move side to side. Don't get caught on the inside. See, he's flat-footed right now. Get out of there. Or grab and walk. This is good. It's okay as long as you're walking him back. But get those arms tied up. From the toes, stops, comes with the uppercut. Yeah, this is okay. Make sure you get the arms tied up. And don't linger in the kill zone. A lot of coaching here tonight, huh? I hate to see a guy that's been down so much, like Tim, and been criticized so much, and see what happened to him. Wow. Nice boxing round for Bradley again.
Yep.
Smile. Box.
So here we go with round number 5. Provodnikov, on the other hand, wants to make this into a war. Close the gap as best he can. Take a chance. Throw some wild shots. Because you're not going to outbox this guy. Not from the outside. You can hurt him on the inside. So Provodnikov trying to walk him down. Tim showing the hand speed and movement. Look at that. Like hitting the speed bag. Not throwing all those lefts. You want to throw a right hand behind it and get out of there. Don't mess with this guy. Those are just my instructions to Tim Bradley fans. Now, for you folks that are watching in Russia in English, it's a different kettle of fish. Provodnikov has got to keep the pressure on him and fight on the inside. He seems to have his strength back again, too, so he's more dangerous right now. Tim using his head like a speed bag.
That's how Tim fights. You know, light, and then bam, he'll explode on 1 or 2 shots.
Now, he tried to trade with him, and that certainly didn't work in the second and third round, and he paid.
Beautiful left hook by Tim there.
Uppercut. His uppercut has been effective tonight, too, when he does get on the inside. And that's good, because you have to have something else. You get caught on the inside. This is Ruslan's kitchen.
Punches up.
And Bradley's doing the right thing now. See, Ruslan's getting in the inside, but he's not able to do the kind of work he did in the first 2 rounds because he's getting tied up and he's getting smothered.
It's okay. Don't linger in there.
Well,
As long as he's throwing punches, he's safe. But when he stops, he's got to either grab him and push him back or get out of there. He's not doing that. He's still confident that he can land punches in here, and that's a mistake. Made that mistake in the second and third round. See, he's lingering in there, even though he followed up with a nice left hook. Doesn't want to get in any big exchange with this guy. Ruslan caught him with a glancing right hand. There's a hand speed of Tim Bradley again. Tim with his right foot forward. Now he comes back to fighting as an orthodox fighter. I don't like, as I said before, going back and forth from southpaw to right hand. But he's a guy that's trying to show some power with both hands. Ruslan, the left eye is starting to close up from all the rat-a-tat-tat punches that Bradley has thrown him. Bradley just flat out boxing him right now. Very dangerous on the inside is Provodnikov. Tim comes up with that elbow, and Pat Russell says, hey, watch the shoulders. Look at the face of Provodnikov. Yeah. He's got the high cheeks, and his eyes are starting to close up. Bradley throws punches, only a few seconds remaining, and this is the 5th round, a good boxing round. Obviously, Carlos, you were right. This is Tim Bradley's fight when he fights like this. Got caught with 2 left hooks at the very end of the 5th round, but that's a Bradley round.
Tim, thank you. Box.
This is round 6. The Colonel Bob Sheridan, along with Carlos Palomino and Cristina Poncha. You're watching Top Rank Boxing worldwide here from the Home Depot Center in Carson, California, just outside the city of Los Angeles. It's a cool spring evening here in Los Angeles area. There's almost a mist in the air. And the ocean not too far away, and the fog rolls in. This is round 6. Tim Bradley in the first 2 rounds was in a heap of trouble. Didn't get knocked down, but all but did.
Let his hand go, let him go.
And the fog really rolling in here now. Fighters are well warmed up, so I suppose it feels great to them. This Tim showing a hand speed again. This is great stuff now for Tim Bradley. Minute gone, and the 6th round of this scheduled 12-round World Championship fight. Paco Bacasel, president of the WBO, watching down in Puerto Rico. Luis Perez, his assistant with the WBO. Go ahead, Carlos, you're saying?
It's still dangerous, I think, for him to be inside fighting this fight. But the only thing that I see different is that he's moving from side to side. He's taking shoulders from side to side, and standing up and throwing combinations. But unless he feels like Ruslan is not punching as hard now as it was in the beginning, it's still dangerous to be in there that close.
Well, he's landing so many more punches than Ruslan is, and I mentioned in the last round that Ruslan's face, while it's not cut, it's really popping up. I mean, look at these. These are solid shots, and Bradley's making him miss. And again, Provodnikov, 22 victories, but he's never fought anybody in the class. I mean, Tim Bradley is truly a world-class fighter, and he almost had him out in the first and again in the second round. That's what's exciting about professional boxing. Anything can happen, and anything still can happen in this fight, by the way. Bradley's got to fight very, very smart from the rest of the way out. They clip with the left hand. Here's Provodnikov on his assault now, and Bradley does the smart thing. He hangs on and walking back, but was he hurt? Look at his legs, Carlos.
Yeah, I think he's hurt.
They don't look great, as he has to hang on.
Let go. Show me something.
Now Bradley's hurt in this round. Oh, he get hit with the right hand again. Provodnikov letting it fly again.
Oh, they're just punching it out.
Again, this isn't Bradley's fight. This is Provodnikov's fight. Look at this guy. And Bradley says, come on, let it go. Wrong thing. Great round, but wrong thing. That's Provodnikov's round, because he hurt Bradley. Tim showing a hand speed again. This is great stuff now for Tim Bradley. The rest of the way out. with the left hand. Is Provodnikov on his assault now. Bradley's hurt in this round. Oh, he got hit with the right hand again. Provodnikov letting it fly again.
Oh, they're just punching it out.
Again, this isn't Bradley's fight. This is Provodnikov's fight. Look at this guy. Fight. In hard shaking. This is round number 7. And this is championship time right away. It's early championship time in the mid-rounds of a fight. But Tim has got to show why he is the champ that he is right now. You know, again, he's on the inside, and if he's a little fatigued, he better hope that Ruslan is more fatigued than he is. His head slides through. Boy, that can be dangerous, Carlos, when you fall through the ropes like that. Yeah. Pat Russell was right on top of it because he's a great referee. And you know, Tim, it looks dangerous to me and great for Provodnikov right now because Tim doesn't seem to have the same zip in his arms either. Both guys could have punched themselves out at the end of that 6th round. Tim mounts his left, continues around to his left. Ruslan tries to cut him down, throws the right hand, and that's the right one to throw when a guy's sliding to his left to stop him and cut him off. Short with his punch, then he lands a light left. Minute 19 seconds, 18, 17, 16 seconds to go in round number 7. Carson, California. Provodnikov is on the assault. Bradley with the shoe shine punches again. Turns around for just a second to a southpaw stance. Now he's back orthodox, up on the toes. Sliding to his right, bounces off the ropes and attacks Ruslan. Provodnikov tries to hunt him down again. As he comes forward, his back is to you. Bradley slides to his right now down the ropes. Bradley outboxing him okay in this round with 40 seconds to go, but he doesn't want to get caught again. Boy, this is some fight. I mean, I don't want to say Shagayev because of Ruslan, but Provodnikov, he's fought in like 3 or 4 different really big rallies in this fight, in which time he's had Tim in big trouble each time. Bradley picking in this round, and this is ring generalship. And he's done a really good job of that in the 7th round of being able to outbox Ruslan Provodnikov. Bradley's hurt in this round. Oh, he got hit with the right hand again. Provodnikov letting it fly again.
Oh, they're just punching it out.
Again, this isn't Bradley's fight. This is Provodnikov's fight. Look at this. In flurries of, like I said, 10 and 15 seconds where he loads up shots and tries to take him down. Provodnikov has made this a real interesting fight and almost lifted the title in the first 6 minutes of the fight, in the first 2 rounds. Tim back to fighting the way my partner Carlos Palomino wants him to fight, up on his toes and sliding around. Hit, get out of there. Close the gap and get out of there. That's easy fighting. I mean, this is perfect for him right now. Doesn't have to do anything big, just outbox him. This is Master Pacquiao stuff, and this is certainly Master Mayweather stuff. And Bradley is in that league with these guys.
The only thing I don't like about what Bradley's moving really well, but his hands are down, and any time Provodnikov steps in, he throws that right hand over the top, and with Bradley's hands being down, he's in danger of getting caught.
Especially when he throws the right hand, he's open to the left hook. But Tim will throw that right hand and then drop it when he pulls it back, and he's wide open. And notice the left hand too. Jab out, then right back to his hip. Jab out, back to his hip. Jab out, back to his hip. And again, so a good thing you pointed that out. You pick up these technical things that it's nice for the fans at home to get to the experience of your experience as a welterweight champion of the world. This was the division you fought in. Bradley, the master boxer right now. And his rounds, he's just done by doing exactly what he's doing right now. Might be a cut underneath that left eye now. That mouse underneath the left eye might have popped open. on Provodnikov.
I think you're right. Yeah, he's just eating a lot of jabs now, just walking in and not throwing punches.
Perfect. Tim did exactly what you should do.
Yeah.
Grab him and walk him back. Perfect.
I got a cut under the left eye from a punch.
We'll see in between rounds how bad that cut is, but Tim has got a different sort of confidence. He's fighting a perfect fight right now. And, you know, this is, when you fight like this, you know, it's not endearing to the crowd, but it certainly is endearing to those of us who love to watch real, true boxing. This is Marcus of Queensbury stuff here.
Exactly. Well, they just beautiful job, moving side to side, taking angles, shot, small, short, you know, punches, get in, get out. Beautiful boxing job.
Listen for the bell.
All right, nice round for Tim. This is round 9, Home Depot Center, Carson, California. Good, tough, hard WBO welterweight championship fight. Ruslan Provodnikov to the right of your screen, trying to hunt down the reigning champion, Timothy Bradley, who was favored coming in here and almost lost his title in both the first and second round. Wasn't knocked down, but he was in a heap of trouble. And then he battled back through 3, 4, and then 5. He had a good round. And then all of a sudden, it was Provodnikov with a big explosion in the 6th, and Tim is back to his good boxing in 7 and 8, and I've got him slightly out in front in the fight right now. But this is master boxing for Tim, and that's what he'll take the rest of the way if he's to retain his championship. We mentioned the cut below the left eye of Provodnikov, and his eyes are really closing up because Tim has landed a lot of leather upstairs, and now the fans are showing an appreciation for Bradley as the champ because of Bradley. Caught on the inside again here. Not a good idea. See him leaning in. You're going to throw that and then get out like he did in the last 2 rounds.
Well, I think they really talked to Blanc in the corner because he came out with a lot more urgency in the attack. Because I think that they told him you got to step it up because you're losing this fight now.
Yeah, and Freddie would know that. But you know something? You know, I wasn't criticizing Tim when I was saying, you know, he shouldn't fight in the inside to get caught in these, because you know as a fighter, when you get in a fight and you get hit, it's the fighter's instinct to brawl. You can't help it. You got to really be disciplined. But look at this on the inside. He's laying in there. Nice, slick, professional move by Provodnikov to slide around and try to get at Tim. It doesn't really catch Tim, but this is a dangerous place for Tim inside, unless he's throwing. He's landing. Oh yeah, he is landing so many more punches than Provodnikov. Provodnikov's heavy punches, and I think Pat Russell just indicated that the cut is by a punch, not hits. Which means if it had to be stopped because of a cut, it's a technical knockout as opposed to a technical decision. Nice uppercut. He's got Provodnikov back on his heels now.
Tim Bradley is teeing off now.
He's hurt this guy now. You can see the legs of Provodnikov. He's some kind of tough guy. Right on top of that cut again.
Oh.
Just as you think he's got him, Provodnikov provides a big left hand again. This guy's a tough Russian fighter. And all due respect to the tough Russian fighters that are dominating the heavyweight division right now. These Eastern European fighters have really come on in the last 10 years. Bradley having a terrific round, though, of just outboxing this guy. He's landing so many more punches. I'd love to see the punch stat if they had one going here. Because Bradley, Lord knows how many more punches he's landed than Provodnikov. That cut is bad now. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as we go to the 10th round. It's championship time. And Bradley really making mincemeat out of that face of Ruslan Provodnikov. Blood coming out of his mouth. Right on top of that eye again. Pat Russell is concerned with that eye. I just saw him look again to make an indication to the officials that it's bad and how bad it is. Right on top of it again is Tim really zeroing in on it. One big right hand on top of that, and you might see the bone of that left eye because, as Carlos pointed out, he's not only cut below the eye, but he's cut the eyelid and above the eye now. The left eye is in a heap of trouble for Provodnikov, and that's because of all of the punches to Tim Bradley. It's accumulation of punches again. Every time that left hand lands, it's right on top of that right eye now. But Tim still can't get careless with this guy because a wounded warrior is very dangerous. And that's what Provodnikov is right now. Tim's had enough scares in this fight. He doesn't need any more.
But I think Provodnikov is showing some signs of tiresome because he shook his hand, his arms. You know, whenever you shake your hands like that, your arms they're getting heavy on you, and you're not able to explode the way you did earlier in the fight.
Caught Tim with a decent left hook. And you see a guy shaking out his arms, you know his shoulders and his arms are getting real heavy. And his hands are starting to come down. Look at the left hand especially. He's trying to hunt down this guy, loads up the right hand, misses with it, then comes back and misses the left. Meanwhile, Tim, tap, tap, tap on the right eye. Like the raving. Tapping on the door, he's tapping on the eye.
And that cut opened up again. It's bleeding again, and it's in a bad spot because that blood is going right into his eye.
Now this could be very well the last round. You see him blinking now and trying to wipe the blood away. And the spot again is slit inside. Nice jab that time with all that's going wrong for Provodnikov. He gets a nice jab in there. Tim fighting the perfect fight since the 7th round, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and here into the 10th. He tried on a couple of occasions to exchange with this guy, and all 3 occasions it didn't pan well for him. When they say the term styles make fights, the styles of these 2 fighters certainly have made for this fight. Closing seconds now of this, the 10th round. Tim taps on that eye again. Would like to land one big right hand on top of it to close out the round. Bill it. This is round 11. Tim Bradley has turned this fight back around, I would say comfortably in his favor. But again, this wounded warrior Provodnikov is still dangerous. Tim can't get careless with him. Just do what you're doing. And for Provodnikov, he's got to put his ears back and try to make it a brawl if he possibly can. And he looks like he's got enough left in him. I mean, he's cut, but he's looks stronger in his arms than he did in the last round.
Yeah, he did. Looks like he got some energy back. Maybe when they tell you in the corner that you've got to come out and do something because you're losing, that sometimes that gives you that impetus to come out and just dig down and dig deep.
Tim bounces.
Get this fight out.
You're right. Tim bounces outside. He got caught with a straight left hand that time. Timothy has not got away with a lot of mistakes tonight. Every time that he's tried to mix with this guy, he's got in trouble. But it hasn't happened since the 6th round. Happened twice in the 1st and 2nd rounds. We thought that Tim wasn't going to be able to continue. And that was, only about a minute into the 2nd round.
Yeah.
I said, I don't think this guy can continue. But by golly, this is the heart that the champions have. Up on his toes, sliding around to his right is Tim. Provodnikov trying to muster up as much strength as he possibly can to land a big blow. Bradley exchanging on the inside, not the way to fight this guy. He got hurt. Pay for it. He got hurt again. He almost got tipped over. A lot of time in this round. Bradley got a little bit careless there. He wants to exchange the worst way with this guy on the inside. Because he's fatigued now. He's in trouble. Provodnikov could still catch him. Provodnikov is back on his heels. Bradley's landing so many more punches, but Provodnikov is still dangerous. Bradley doesn't have the same zip in his arms right now. He's a little loose in the knees and heavy of the heel. I'm talking about Bradley.
I think both of those guys are exhausted, but they are still fighting like the warriors that they are.
Boy, this folks, this is the brutality and the beauty of boxing all wrapped up in one. You see 2 finely conditioned machines battling for a world championship. Back and forth in this round it goes. Take all the courage and strength and skill that Bradley has and all the determination that Provodnikov has. He doesn't have the boxing skill, but he's got the same heart as Tim Bradley. He's shown it throughout the course of this fight. He's been busted up for the past 2 rounds. There's no quitting him. Either one of these guys, what a round of boxing for 2 guys that are exhausted.
Touch him up, buddy. All right, let's go.
12-round Home Depot Center, Carson, California. Tim Bradley. He's facing you. Ruslan Provodnikov trying to hunt him down.
Provodnikov just coming out. He wants a knockout.
Well, that's the only way he can win the fight right now, because I got Tim Bradley out in front by at least 3, maybe 4 points. After being in a heap of trouble in the first 2 rounds, he's really outboxed this guy, but he got in a lot of trouble in the 6th round and got clipped again and staggered in the 11th round, rather. And there's Tim exchanging with him again. This is the heart of a champion that wants to knock this guy out. And he gets hit him again. Let's see how the legs are. Tim's legs are still okay. Not even a minute gone yet in the first round. But I tell you, he's shown a lot of courage. He really, you know, it's the grit of a fighter that gets into a war, and he just doesn't know how to back off and use the intelligence that he has. He's a very smart guy in the ring, but his heart is taken over.
Yeah, he's a very skilled fighter, and you know, you're right, and for him to get inside and bang with a guy like this, who his fight is to be inside and roughing people up, is just amazing what he's done.
Well, if his idea was to give the crowd and try to win the crowd over with courage, he's certainly shown it tonight. And the fight won't be close enough unless Provodnikov can knock him down here in the 12th round. Coming up to the 1-minute mark, and he pushes him down. Bradley lets him do it. Now, the smart thing would be to stay down there, linger. See, here's a smart champion. Take your time. Catch your breath. Don't rush right back up. Take your time. And here we go for the last minute of this World Championship fight, which has been a Jim Dandy, as they say. Provodnikov is a guy on the assault. Bradley get clipped and almost fell back into the ropes. He's hurt. He better hang on.
Hang on.
I got it.
Provodnikov caught him in the early rounds like this. He caught him in the last round 39 seconds ago. Bradley better grab this guy and walk him.
And he's fighting him. Oh!
He's making a big mistake. He could get knocked out here. He's ready to go.
Stop. I got it. No.
Bradley is out on his feet. Provodnikov on the assault. Bradley loads up
right hand.
Loads up his shot, gets clipped with another right hand, does Bradley. Tim is hurt, reeling around, all but falling down. Finally, he goes down. He'll be able to get up at 8. It's up to 7 and 8, and we're going to run out of time.
All right? Let's go.
The fight's just about over. What an ending for Provodnikov. Well, Carlos, here's another look at the end of the round. This is tough stuff for Tim.
Yeah, right hand right behind the ear. Sends him to the ropes, close to the ropes. I'm just amazed that he was trying to, just take a knee and, stop taking the punishment.
That would have been the smart thing to do. He's clear-headed enough, and Pat giving the count, and he got up at 7. And luckily for Tim Bradley, it wasn't a 4-minute round of the fight.
Yeah.
Walk him.
And he's fighting him all.
He's making a big mistake. He could get knocked out here. He's ready to go.
Scorecard to determine a winner. Judges Denkin and Cantu turn in identical scorecards of 114 to 113. And Judge Geis Sr. scores it 115 to 112. All 3 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. And still WBO welterweight champion of the world, Desert Storm, Timothy